in the ancient Chinese treatise, which is a book, the book known as The Art of War. I can't pronounce the name, Sun Tzu or something like that. The man named that wrote that book, the Chinese man. It's an ancient book, and these are ancient thoughts. In it, he declared that there are five principles of the art of war: the moral law, the heaven, the earth, discipline, method, and commander. That's what he outlines as the five, major field in the art of war. Karen, Cecilia here. How are you all? Trust you're all well. Yeah, everybody enjoying themselves. Everybody having a good time. I just want to do this very quickly regarding the Lawrence Rowe issue, and I'm not. Everybody having a good time with it because it is what we expect to happen, and that's what happened when traitors betray each other. That's all you're going to get, because when you're a traitor and then one of you betray each other, I don't think there's a word established for a traitor betraying a traitor yet. We'll probably have to think of a word to be established for those people, because traitor betraying traitor, that's a major thing. That is a major thing. But somebody said once that in warfare the object does not matter. The object of warfare does not matter. Somebody said that all warfare is based on imagination and deception. All warfare based on imagination and deception. And in that, we all have to adjust our expectations about things because of that. Because the warfare is not so much the object, but what you're going to do to bring down that object. And it appears to me, from all indication, that Lawrence Rowe has the goods. It appears to me that Lawrence Rowe is one of those guys that there's an next saying that said, "Evil finds purchase in good men." I don't know if Lawrence or Bunting or Mark was ever good men, but evil finds purchase in people who are willing. You could say it and go back from us in early history and see that in every traitor in life, everything that has happened that is bad and it involves some men or some woman or some people, this lines up to be true, that evil can find purchase in good people. You look around in the PMP and you know that evil can find purchase in good men and good women, because that is what it is. In Sherlock Holmes, for those of you who ever watch Sherlock Holmes book, in reading a Sherlock Holmes book, and I'm not pretending that I've read a lot of Sherlock Holmes book. I don't believe I have ever read. I half read a Sherlock Holmes book. I don't remember which one, but I half read one. But I watched the movies, and in all of the movies in Sherlock Holmes, there is a premise on all of them. The premise of the Sherlock Holmes movie is simple. Every one of them, it goes to one simple argument. And the argument is, when confronted with the impossible, the rational mind will grope for the logical. That is a premise on all Sherlock Holmes movies. Go back and watch one. Don't watch one, you have to watch 2 or 3. And at some point in the movie, in any one of those movies, you will hear that. When confronted with the impossible, the rational mind will grope for the logical. And so it is clear that Lawrence Rowe, he's now groping as a rational mind. He's now groping for the logical on which to address his current situation. It was never ever going to be anything else but this. Nothing else was ever going to happen except this. because that is how it goes when you have a situation where men who are treacherous and wicked and disloyal and evil and does not love their country and does not love people, when they gather around them other people who they purchase their soul with money and promise of position, and then this is what happens. Everybody at some point, somebody is going to get, going to get it. That's how you know that. It is said that, and I'm not doing a whole quotation going into this, but it is also said that it is enthusiasm that determines the outcome of elections. But it's not true. Whoever said that, I don't know who said it. But it's not exactly true that it's enthusiasm that determines elections. And I've known that for the longest while, which is why I proceed the way I proceed. I don't know if the Lawrence Rowe issue will have any kind of impact on anything, because it's everything that we have already spoken about. It's everything that we have already brought to you, and we outlined to you what it is about. Now, Lawrence Rowe is in a position to say without any shadow of a doubt that he knows where all the bodies are buried. He knows where all the keys are hung up and hidden for every lock. He knows everything. He knows Dayton's secrets. He knows Angela's secrets, as though Angela is a cautious person about her secrets, but Lawrence Rowe knows some of those. Now, if you all recall, when we started this resistance, we were going around the country talking to people, and we discovered how they sabotage the party. It's true that. It is true our foray in the country around the constituencies. That's how we discovered what was happening. We didn't know that. Nobody didn't call us and tell us. We went on the road and people began to tell us. Now, when Lawrence Rowe put out that long list of events that transpired between him and Mark and Dayton and Angela and Bunting, you notice? It's just that them three there. Lawrence Rowe outlined in all of his things that he met with the two party leaders, and sometimes he meet with party leader number one, because party leader number two, who was his biggest backer, is up in arms against him, along with Angela. Now, there's nothing strange about all of this, and people must understand there's nothing strange about all of this. All of this was inevitable. Lawrence Rowe has been doing Bunting's bidding from as early as 2015. From as early as 2015, Lawrence Rowe has been doing Bunting's business. Before the rise rose, before they challenged Peter Phillips. When Bunting came to the arena the Saturday of the conference in 2016 with some young people and clipboards, Lawrence Rowe was in the thick of that. When they were formulating fake groups to challenge and set themselves up, Lawrence Rowe was in the thick of that. Every single nastiness that they have done to this People's National Party, Lawrence Rowe was part and parcel of it all. Every step of it. When he became oh Jesus, my English going bad. When he became, pardon me, and I'm good at English, when he became Angela's bitch. When he became Angela bitch, you know what happened? Him and Angela get tight. And between Angela, Bunting, and Dayton Campbell, the deal with Lawrence Rowe was simple. Very, very simple. You get all our dirty work done, we guarantee you Central Kingston. That deal came to a head when they thought that Imani Duncan Price would have been an issue for them should she win Central Kingston. Just like Crystal would have been an issue for them. Just like all the other people that they sabotage would have been an issue for them. Lisa is an issue for them. Everybody is an issue. Young Arton down in St. James is an issue for them. They don't have any confidence that these people would join them. They don't have any confidence. They never had any confidence that these people would be able to purchase these people's soul. So Lawrence Rowe was the guy to get things done for them. And the simple promise was, get this done for us in Central Kingston, in West Rural, all the places around the country, Central Kingston is yours. That deal was cut. Lawrence Rowe was the guy they called upon when I exposed Dayton Campbell as the pedophile he is. And Lawrence Rowe will be able to talk to anybody now if anybody can reach him. And he will verify some of the things that I have been saying about Dayton Campbell. He might even be able to go further and give you names, which I am not going to give. So, there you go. When that happened, who did they call for? They called Lawrence Rowe, and they sent Lawrence Rowe down to my constituency first to go find the justice of the peace that met with two of the young ladies and did the statement with them. So them sent Lawrence Rowe to find that. He never had no luck with that. He did find the justice of the peace. I don't know what she and I still don't know what she and him talk about. I avoid talking to the justice of the peace. I have avoided it completely. Somebody that I know very well. So when the young ladies came, and I said to them, say, I can't do this. I'm going to put it on to somebody. I'm going to put it on to 2 or 3 names. I suggest 2 or 3 people to find this justice of the peace. So she and Lawrence Rowe had many conversations, or one conversation. And him couldn't get nowhere with her. Because she wasn't in any no plot to destroy Dayton. Or no plot to tell lie upon Dayton. So of course, him buck upon somebody who him couldn't deal with. I suppose he was also the one that went to the other justice of the peace out in East Kingston. And through Lawrence Rowe's efforts to sully the good name of the 2 justices of the peace, through his efforts sent by Dayton Campbell and Peter Bunting and Angela Brownberg, they subjected the 2 justices of the peace to interrogation by the police. Now, this was Bunting's doing completely. The police called in the 2 justices of the peace separately and interrogated them, threatened them with all kinds of things. And every time I think about that, I lift my hands to the heavens and I say, thank you, Jesus, that I did not do this. Thank you, Lord. Thank you that these young ladies go find these justices of the peace. And my recommendation of a list that I gave them because of where they were staying at the time when they came to Kingston. Thank you, Lord, for that I didn't take them to nobody. Thank you, Lord, that I didn't write nothing for them. Thank you, Lord, that I didn't get anything signed for them. Because what would have happened is that those justices of the peace would have been in deep crop with the law. And look at it now. So Lawrence was the one running down that rabbit, running down that ghost on behalf of Dayton Campbell and Angela Brownberg. So there. Lawrence Rowe was deeply involved in every aspect of rising. Every aspect of it. Every nasty, dirty aspect of it. He was deeply involved. He was, you see that time when, okay, let's go back and look at something. When Dayton Campbell ran for General Secretary, Iman Raymond, the first time, he won by what, 5 or 6 votes? Lawrence was the architect of all of that, because the future international scammer and the rest of them never know how to orchestrate those things. Those things was Lawrence Rowe in the doing him thing, whatever it is, orchestrating all of that. That was Lawrence Rowe. Angela's bogus win the last time before last year against Raymond Price again for chairman of the party, that was also orchestrated by Lawrence Rowe along with the future international criminal scammer. Him, the deputy general secretary, that little black fellow there who just look like a criminal. Every time I think about these guys that leading Norman Manley party, I feel an urge to alert the Jamaican people that this is what you're going to get if you elect these people. This is it. This is it. I have always felt that Lawrence was not appropriate for Michael Manley constituency because of how much baggage and skeletons him have. And I'm not beating up people who have baggage and skeletons. Everybody have baggage and skeletons, I'm sure. I have lots. Except that me not have no closet, because my skeletons I walk around throughout the whole country, the whole world. And my baggage them turn out inside out. So everybody have those. So that beat up Lawrence Rowe for that. But now he's acting in a way that is totally in line with treachery and betrayal and lies and deception and evil. Everything that he did for them is now coming home to roost for him. And for some reason, as is the case with people who are evil and people who love to betray people and people who engage in all kind of undermining behavior, as is the case with all of them, when things like these happen, them seem surprised. That always baffles me. Forgive me, but it baffles me to the core. How could you be surprised that this is going to reach you and this is what reaching you after what you did? You should be preparing for this. Your mindset should be all right, because my mindset would be simple. Boy, after all I've done for these people, I am thinking that one of these days this shit is going to turn down on me and something is going to happen. And that is it. Some people saying that they used Lawrence Rowe and they threw him away. After they use him, they abuse him and dash him away and calling him all kind of things and doing all kind of things. But they should not ever, the people who employed his services to do the things that he did, should not underestimate the damage that he can do. No, they should not underestimate that. No, I've never told you this. Never told you this. But Lawrence Rowe and I was one time cliquey at one point in the PMP. Yeah, man, we were one time cliquey. When he was down there giving all kinds of trouble. Every time that trouble arose, with him and them, him and Shami and him and Ronnie Thwaites. And Ronnie Thwaites was the chief architect of undermining Imani. And him and Lawrence Rowe couldn't take tea, but him joined with Lawrence Rowe to undermine Imani. You see how treachery work and evil work? That is how it works. Everybody just gather around, because evil attracts evil. And treacherous people attract treacherous people. They're not going to be like Judas. They're not going to collect. They're not going to hang themselves in shame. At least Judas was a man up to hang himself in shame. And all of it always comes back full circle. So you can't be surprised when these things happen to you. So some people saying, boy, look how them use, because I get a lot of calls. Boy, calls them, boy, I couldn't even cook in peace on Sunday. Every minute the damn phone ringing. I had to just put it on silent one time so I don't hear some of it. So when I late night I see some of the missed calls. And some people are saying that them use Lawrence Rowe and just throw him out. And what a wicked lot. How them people are so wicked, man. Look how they use the man. Look how the man do all the nasties that he did for them. And them use him. And now them throwing him away. Yes, they did. They used him. And you know what? He allowed himself to be used. And he could only be used because they already know what he is. It was easy to purchase his soul because they know he has this burning desire, this ambition that is driving him to do things that normal, decent, ordinary people don't do. And they could buy him soul. And in every, listen, my interaction with this lot, Angela and Bunting in particular, and Maureen Weber will tell you, yes, I don't do anything unless I'm getting paid. But nobody can buy me. Nobody can buy my thoughts. Nobody can buy how I feel. I will tell them to them face. I mean, when you can't purchase people's soul, they become invaluable to you. But when you can purchase them soul, they have no use to you except that you purchase them soul on a one-off purchase, and you continue to own that soul like the devil does when people do his bidding. That is what it is. But they did not only use Lawrence Rowe to achieve their goals. They did not only line him up and say, do this and do that because we're going to do this for you and this is what you're going to get. No. Lawrence Rowe's soul was already corrupted, so it was easy for them to use him, and he wanted to be used. He willingly let himself be used because he has this burning ambition to be member of parliament, possible minister. Oh, Jesus, help me, Lord. Those words should not even escape my lips. But yes, he has ambitions to be minister of, I don't know, they could create a ministry. Minister in charge of evil doings, minister in charge of treachery, minister in charge of undermining, minister in charge of, doing things that are unsavory, illegal, and just morally and ethically wrong. I mean, it could be minister of all kinds of things. Could create a ministry just for that. And now, to add insult to injury, Lawrence Rowe believes that him can know, with all the knowledge and information that he has about these people and the things that he has done for them and on their behalf, him can now start put them in writing and start put them out for the public to see them. And probably he will, and it will damage them. But none of it will be surprising to me. It might be surprising to a lot of the voters out there, but none of it will be surprising to me, and probably would be surprising to a lot of people if you understand what we have been saying for the last 4 years. Because if you understand what we have been saying for the last 4 years, none of this would shock you. None of this would shock you. Lawrence Rowe was an original member of what them call themselves, the engineers. All of them who was burying bodies for Bunting and hiding keys for Dayton Campbell and following instructions for Angela Brownberg, not knowing that the only person Angela Brownberg works towards giving more power is Angela Brownberg. The only person that Angela Brownberg worked towards elevating and going up the ladder further is Angela Brownberg. So whatever you do for her, you either get paid for it. A matter of fact, I'd advise everybody in the future, whatever you're doing for Angela Brownberg, get paid for it. Get paid for it. I had one mantra when I was around those people. One. And Omar Davis can tell him, I sat down and I told him this. And when Peter Bunting called me to hire me to work for Omar Davis in the 2006 my leadership campaign, and asked me how much I'm going to charge him for the couple of months that, a monthly charge, and what he asked me to tell him what it cost him. It's the first time talking about this. To support Omar and go there for Omar. And before I gave him my figure, I said to him simple this. And I said it to Omar too. More than one time when me and Omar hang out. Because me and Omar hang out a lot during 2006. Just to chat crap and laugh. Because Omar like to chat crap and laugh. And I said to him, hear me, I'm going to want X, Y, square, Z and Z. And then we'll go back to A, B, C and D. And I explained to him why. And the why and Maureen Webber. And all of them I always tell them. If Omar should by some miracle become leader of the party or prime minister of Jamaica, him don't owe me crap. Don't owe me a thing. Whatever you asking me to do for you, I am charging you this. It's a job. This is my cost. Now, after I get paid, and if Omar reach Jamaica house, I'm going to sit me down, the can just dash water upon me. You don't owe me nothing. Nobody owes me anything, which is why I operate the way I do as a politician, as an organizer, somebody who know the road and know the politics very well. I simply say, when them hire me, them call me and ask me, what would this cost? The only person that never get that flib from me so easily and so quickly was PJ. Because PJ was a man who, if him say something, I eat that. And he wouldn't say it unless I'm going to make it happen. But even then, I have absolutely no ambition. So everything I do, you just pay me. That's it for me. Do you know why I made that decision long time ago? Simple. Because politics is ungrateful. It is an ungrateful endeavor. It only rewards those who are willing to sell their soul. Those are the only people that get the reward. You have to be able to sell your soul, to betray somebody, to stab somebody in the back, to lick down somebody, to box down somebody, to tell lie upon somebody. And if you're not willing to do that, politics is not your thing. So I carved out my niche in what I am willing to do. And I say, I will do that. Anybody who want me to do that, I make sure that I am better at it than anybody else. So therefore I can demand what my payment can be. And there you have it. So that's just a little slap. But so Lawrence Rowe, his only skill, his only use in the politics is that he is craven and deceptive and lie and cruel, and his soul is dark, and he has this insatiable appetite, this ambition for more power. He wants to be a member of parliament. And that desire, there's nothing wrong with ambition. People should have ambition. My only ambition when I was growing up is to own my own bed. Because I was sick and tired of the damn little bed with 4 or 5 away in it. And them push me off so much. So I build my own bed. I walk up and down. We used to walk up and down as kids and get us board and build my own little bed. You have no idea how comfortable that was. Just get some board and make my own bed and throw some old clothes and throw some old clothes on it. I would never know about sponge time there. And just throw stuff on it and I lie down there and my big fat candle. All the candles that burn down in the house. Because when Mama she out the lamp because of the kerosene oil, it out. And she tell me to go on my bed. I light my candle, I have a big fat candle, I just collect all the candle and I burn down and build a candle. That never ever done. To read my Nancy Drew and my Hardy Boy books and read anything that me get my hand on. So that was my only ambition, and I've done that several times over. So I'm cool. My ambition was to own a bed. I have owned several. So there, I have achieved my ambition. I have no other ambition. So Lawrence Rowe, his ambition is to be member of parliament, and he sold his soul to the devils for it. And this is what he gets. And then he's surprised. And then he's angry. And he's so angry now that he's showing us exactly why they could have bought him. He's showing us exactly why he was saleable. He's showing us exactly why they knew that they could use him and why he allowed himself to be used. And that this is what he's showing us. He's not going to slink away and call it a day. He's not going to go in the background and work out the dealings and do what. No, he's not going to do that. That's what I'm big gal. Him want a brawling out. He's hurting now. And that's the thing about being evil and wicked when you're doing things to other people. You don't know that they were also hurting when you were doing all the things that you were contracted to do and hurt people deeply and hard and cruelly when you hurt people. And so him now reaping all that he sowed. He's reaping it. And so his only inclination, his only defense mechanism right now, the only thing he has in his mind is the only thing to gain back whatever it is that he thinks he has lost. You know, his only thing is to go out there and talk about the business. Tell everybody what you did for them and how you did it and who is this and who is that. And pretty soon the public might even learn a name or two of underage young ladies that Dayton Campbell was sleeping with. And Lawrence Rowe would know one or two. And that is what it is. So I feel a little empathy and a little sorry for Lawrence Rowe. Because I am lucky. And I have been and it has been a kind of a thing wherein you know that you have good people around you to say, no, don't do that. Let them go, let them go. Suck them mother or something. No, you hear me? Stop doing that. My youth, I use them, I use you. Don't do that. And so now, he's now confronted with the impossible. and because he's confronted with the impossible, because he keeps insisting that he's a candidate, his rational mind will now grope for the logical. And for him, the logical is burn it down. Burn it down. And the burning down is not a noble effort. It's not an effort to save the PNP because he was a part of its destruction. So it's not an effort to save the PNP. The only effort out here to save the PNP has been the resistance and hundreds and thousands of Jamaicans who have joined the resistance without calling themselves resistance. So him now, he has eliminated the impossible. And whatever remains, however improbably, I'm going to tell us that that is the truth. And that is part of the premise of Sherlock Holmes. When you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, then it must be the truth. Well, that was not only the premise of Sherlock Holmes. That was also the premise of Matlock and Perry Mason, but all those legal shows. And so I feel a little sorry for him. Because whatever he knows and whatever he intends to disclose and make public, him is not one of those persons where he is noble and his intentions are pure and clean. So whatever he's going to do will not come from a good place. And because it will not come from a good place, he's assailable. They'll come back at him. And he will go at them. But in the meantime, Jamaica, all of Jamaica and the Jamaican voters can look on and listen to what he has to say. And everything that he will have to say, whether I'm saying it in writing or whispering or call individuals and tell them and allow other people to put it out, whatever it is, the Jamaican public can rely on the veracity of it. Because he was in that architecture group. He was part of the, what they call engineers. So I'm not talking nothing what him don't know. Lawrence Rowe I know Lawrence Rowe kind is character is the type of person that he is. He is a relentlessly irritating individual. Him don't decelerate things. He escalate things. So who can look out for that? But when he was taking on the job of being the irritant and the evil doer, the man that carries out the dirty job, when he was taking it on, he never thought to himself that all of this has, even though it's politics, all of it or some of it is morally, has some kind of moral repugnant component to it. Never thought of it. So, this is how the cookie crumbles. And we are just going to wait. Because it's a Netflix series now. So, season 1 is going to heat up. And then, we don't know what will happen after that. But whatever it is, I want to say to Lawrence Rowe, very simply, check yourself first. Check yourself first. Always check yourself first. Check yourself and see if you can see this as a chance to change, a chance to do the right thing, a chance to be on the right side. Check yourself, because Jamaicans are forgiving. And if you get an opportunity like this, it would not have happened unless it was destined to happen. It was destined to happen. And history have taught us that these things are destined to happen. Hitler ruled for 12 years as Chancellor of Germany with ultimate power. And he said when he took over that he was going to rule for 100 years. They're going to turn Germany, they're going to take 100 years to turn Germany in whatever it is. 50 years, he said, in Germany will be what they want it to be. It lasted 12 years. And he never knew that it would have crumbled. So you should take lessons from history and know that it will crumble. One day it will crumble. It must. It's part and parcel of the law and the conditions of warfare. The moral law, the heaven, the earth, the commander, method, and discipline. So if I was to give Lawrence Rowe any kind of advice, check yourself. Take a step back. Take a drive. Go sit down and look at the ocean. And while whatever it is you have to say will make for good fodder, and certainly will be politically damaging to Bunting and Mark and Angela, take a check. I'm thinking about you now. I mean, we all want the juice. We all want the Ray and the Trey and the Tay and the Ye. Everybody wants it. It's good. It makes good videos and, good talking points. But I am accepting that, but I'm also saying to Lawrence Rowe, check yourself, because whatever it is you're going to do now will not help you. It will not make them reverse decision. You will not be the candidate for Central Kingston. You're not going to get no senatorship because Mark not going to be the prime minister. And well, him could be leader of opposition still and could give you a seat, but you're not going to get that neither. And because the whole thing bust out, the $15 million is not going to come unless you have some bombshell. And if you do have a bombshell, then you should go talk to the people who, that will affect. And say to them, all right, forward up the dollars and this tea and the wraps. But if not, this whole thing is going to blow up on you. And everybody wants to bust out everything. Yes, we want to bust out everything. We want to hear things that we don't know yet. We do. But if you go down that route, and after you finish, you don't have a game plan, you still come out looking bad. You still don't cut it, and you will not get back your reputation, which I don't know if you can ever get back, because people treat reputation like longevity. It's a recurring theme for every decade. You remember the time there? Oh yeah, but no, but some couple years ago, no, so and so and so, and Jamaicans couple years ago mean it could have been anything between 2 to 200 years ago that something was up. So yeah, we hear you. We know what they did, and you willingly allow them to do it. So don't create no scene like if you think say you're innocent about something and you're an innocent guy that they asked to do something that you never know what you were doing and you did it anyway, and now them throw you under the bus, run the bus over you and crush you. Nah, you're willing to do it. You know what you are doing because you wanted a reward. You were doing it for a reward. You weren't doing it for people, and you weren't doing it for your country. You weren't doing it for your community. You were doing it for a reward. And the whole thing now tumble down on you. Trust me when I tell you, all of you, that it's going to happen to all of them. Dayton Campbell will get his day. Angela Brown-Burke is going to get her day. And God, Mark Golden and Peter Bunting is going to get their day. Why? Because God don't like ugly. And the universe is unforgiving against evil. It is. The universe don't forgive evil. Go back in history again and check that and know yourself. In the meantime, we are going to continue to educate the Jamaican people and talk to them about now is the time for every single Jamaican to come together to defeat Mark Jefferson Golding and make sure that he does not become Prime Minister of this our wonderful, beautiful Jamaica land we love. Thank you all for listening to my rant. God bless you all. Stay safe, everybody, and keep the children safe.